What up, dude? We at episode 4, man. I appreciate everybody, the likes and the comments. Everything is gravy right now. So this week, I'm gonna start talking about health, and I'm gonna start talking about the foundation of everything, which is water, and the correct water, like the alkalized water or the spring water. And your water should never have ingredients ever. Like if you read a bottle of water and it has what's that, potassium sulfate or magnesium sulfate or potassium bicarbonate and stuff like that, all those are man-made chemicals that alkalize your water unnaturally. So if you drinking a mineral water, that water is like radioactive, and it also has ingredients in it. So it's man-made the same way you can buy of certain vitamins. Certain vitamins are respected. And then to just a regular consumer, you can't just go buying any type of vitamins out of CVS or stuff like that because it's all powder. It's not organic. So your body is not going to react how you would get a vitamin C from an orange. It's absorbed into your digestive system. And, you engineered to displace wherever that vitamin C has to go. When you take a pill, it goes to sit in your stomach. And then it's being distributed in a whole nother way. And that's not necessarily healthy. So you got to be careful about what you put in your body and not just accepting any answers. I think we just, as a people, we kind of get used to that, like just accepting what's the norm. So you kind of got to, like I said, put your reality lens on. You got to start caring about yourself enough to see what you put in your body. If you can't do that, that's a major issue because that's a self-reflection issue. You was going with tradition and you used to just accepting anything. So you just drink anything, the new wave of water, like all this Evian water and the clear bottle with the black and the red. Everybody love them. They sponsor everywhere. They put in baking soda in the water to alkalize it more. So the more bicarbonate and all that type of stuff you see in your water, that's when it becomes an issue. You have to research these things. Those are drying agents. They are made. And then the word magnesium sulfate, that's not just one ingredient. It's compounds to that ingredient to make it magnesium sulfate. So every one of those different compounds do a different thing to your body. So when they test for these things, the company that's tested for these things those are not your friend. That's only for money. It's pay to play with this. Nothing is organically did to help the consumer, because the more of us that's enlightened and knowledgeable in these certain type of things, we're not going to put up with certain stuff in the world. And that's not how our world is designed. So the more you take seriously these certain situations, it's just going to transform you to let you see that everything is connected in some type of way. And it's really no turn you can turn to that you see that's not designed to keep you in a certain type of mind state. You get what I'm saying? That powder, it lowers your frequency. The bicarbonates and the potassium sulfates, like that's not okay. Like that is on the side of your bottle. Just because you see potassium, I know we all went to school and saw what sulfate is, like a powder or like a chemical. That's not nothing you want in your body. Like just because it says potassium does not mean it's healthy at all. It's a man-made soda inside of the water to alkalize it. So the bicarbonates and all that stuff you see on the side of those bottles, that's why the pH is so high. And that's technically going to have a negative effect on your body. Like you should have regular spring water. So when you see all these ingredients, man, you have to research these. You have to look these up. And I know people that love all these different type of waters, and they have these cases of waters, and not to the point where the case will have the ingredients on it. But what do you do when you get that case when you go home? It needs to sit on the side of the refrigerator, or you bust that whole case down and load your refrigerator up. So it's not even on the bottles of water that people is drinking, that's not cool either. It should be ingredients on every label ever. What is you making a label for if I don't know what's in it? Another thing I wanted to touch on was milk. And that's a lot of people been asking me about that. But naturally, we're not supposed to consume milk. We are not designed for that. That is only for cows. The same way you don't see no other animal breastfeeding or for our women. That's ridiculous. So giving the kids milk is doing nothing but opening them up for flus and sickness and mucus. And mucus is the start of every disease. So if you're giving your child a large consumption of dairy, period, it's not cool because they know it's going to be runny all the time. They never going to get over colds. They're always going to be sick. And that is the key to a lot of kids being sick, definitely in the wintertime. So I want people to understand that's not for human consumption at all. It's just something that's been thrown to us, and okay, we just accepted it. But now that we're getting older and we're in a new age, it's time to pick up the technology that's in your hand and do what's really required of you. Like you have all that technology in your hand for no reason if you're not educating yourself about what you're putting in your body. That's not okay. So it's other alternatives. You can use walnut milk, almond milk, cashew milk. It's nothing but 2 cups of water, neither 1 handful, maybe 1.5 full of nuts. Put them in your NutriBlender. Add sea salt, add honey, blend it up for a couple minutes, strain it, store it in the refrigerator, and then you good. You don't have to worry about that. You can only make enough for your consumption at that time. You can only keep it up for a day. I want to introduce chlorophyll to a lot of people who don't know about it. Anybody who talks to me on a daily basis know I live and die by chlorophyll. Now, it's plant blood, and it recharges your cells and oxidizes your body. It's like the most alkaline thing you can take that you could just pick up from the store and had the most immediate effect. That's the fastest way I saw results, and not over a long period of time. And I know we in a time where everything is so quick. So if you take your water how you supposed to, drink your water, stop consuming dairy, period, if you can. But I know everybody loves cheese or whatnot. Stop consuming so much dairy because that's what produces estrogen and makes mucus, and your body just stores it. It doesn't really flushes it out, even if you are lactose intolerant. And you consume the right amount of amino acids and stuff like that, which is all in chlorophyll. So if you take your water, don't consume dairy, and get chlorophyll, you should be on the road to where you will start feeling better and you will start wanting to do more. That's like to knock the dust off. You get what I'm saying? Like it's like a nice kickstart. Even if you're busy with the kids, take a shot of it, bam, rinse it down with some water, and then you want to go. I wanted to introduce that to a lot of people because that helped me a lot with just everyday energy. I felt better. I could feel the results from it because it felt like that's something that was a missing key I had that I was trying to get through consumption. Like I would eat a lot of fruit, eat a lot of vegetables, but that chlorophyll works something different. It's like all that packed into this concentrated green drink, and it's amazing. You don't have to drink a lot of it. You could take that little bitter taste, rinse it down with some water or whatever, and then you want to go. And it's gonna start just working at everything. Wherever you having problems at, whether if it's knee pain, whether if it's kidney situations, whether if it's anything, and it's gonna make you want to drink more spring water. So it's all working with you. You have to work with it. That's all we got for today, man. Y'all got any more topics? I might just introduce a different herb or a different health aspect that people really don't know about. Hit me up in the comments, like and share, man. The marathon continues. We out.